need you to imagine something. I need you to sit back and think. When you had the big idea of starting a business, what scared you? Like, we can sit here and say that the idea of us starting a business and being out on our own was the greatest accomplishment or the greatest thought that ever came across, because you wanted to beat that 9 to 5. You wanted to not grind. But what scared you? Something scared you. It had to. You had to have some type of fear in order for you to really sit back and be like, oh man, procrastination was one of the main things. You had to sit back and be like, you know, do I really, am I capable? Is this truly something that I want to do? Today we are going to unravel what we call the sum of all fears in business. We're going to talk about why businesses fail. We're going to talk about how we can build the business back up to be reliable. But you got to understand, like, you have to understand businesses do fail. There's nothing wrong with failure. If you fail, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Benjamin Franklin said that. If you fail to plan, then you have a plan to fail. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Anthony Porter with the 9 to 5 Kickers. We are back in the building. Thank you for stopping by the channel today. We want to talk about why businesses fail. We want to unravel the sum of all fears in business. So why do businesses fail? The key thing is when you discuss it, it's the most common aspect or common question that comes about every single time. Like, you see businesses start up, they pop up, and then all of a sudden 6 months to a year later, they gone. Why do they fail? Like, that's the question. So you have to think about it. If a business is failing, is it because it's not done right? Is it because it's not getting customers, leads or anything like that? Is it not getting traffic? Is it the location? Is it, it's a business failing always has 1 to 3 to 5 focal pain points that allows it not to be a very successful business. So you have to overcome your fears. That's one of the main things. So if you have no plan, then you plan to fail. So starting out, you've already lost. Now, starting out with you already losing, you can always recover, but you need to have a plan of action. You feel me? You need to be able to do something in order for you to be successful. Sitting around moping and all of that does not work. So you got to think about it. When you are facing your business fears, when you are facing the most iconic decisions that you need to make, the one thing that most people do is they second guess the decisions that they have made. Second guessing your decisions is the difference between you being broke or you being the boss. When we sit back and we pay attention, or we sit back and we think about it, we sit back and we engage. I've sit back and I've watched people like Russell Brunson, and he's told his story 1,000,000 times over. He started out as a kid watching late night TV, the infomercials, same crap I did. Until the little fuzzy stuff would come on TV, I was always watching. And needless to say, I never knew that I was destined to be an entrepreneur. It might have taken me a long period of time, but I was destined. But my fear of being an entrepreneur was walking away from my 9 to 5 because I didn't have the confidence to go out on my own. I just didn't. Like, I didn't have that mentor. I didn't have the person to come through and say, hey, do this step by step. You're going to be fine. I didn't have that. It didn't come until late on in life that I found that. And people like Russell Brunson, Billie Jean, Tony Robbins, Nehemiah Davis, David Sands, like all of these people, Pat Flynn, all of these people, Damon John, like the guy who started FUBU, he went out on a whim, but he conquered his fears. Like he was confident enough to say, we're going to take a stocking, put a label on it, ask one of the most influential rappers to sponsor it or promote it. And lo and behold, FUBU was born. See, you have to plan. So you have to understand that when you're planning, we are planning for literally like the difference between strategies and tactics. See, the strategy is how we map out what we're going to do. It's the roadmap. It's the vision. It's the visionary situation. As to where the tactics are, the stuff that we use to implement and get to from point A to point B to, strategies is the vehicle. All right. Strategies is your Land Rover, your Range Rover, your Subaru. The tactics are the stuff that you put in there to make it look good, make it shine. One of the biggest fears that you have is the shiny syndrome, shiny object syndrome, and the imposter syndrome. See, I learned watching, Russell Brunson when he did the Hook Story Alpha, how he took command of the stage. Growing up, my biggest fear was being on stage. Lo and behold, I became an entertainer at the time, but I still had that fear of being on stage. So you have to understand that the sum of our fears is basically we need to find a way to get over the fears, because if you don't get over the fears, you're not going to be successful. Take, for instance, a person who is a content creator needs to be in front of the camera shooting videos, creating content, right? But they have a fear of being seen on camera. You can't just go and tell someone, hey, you need to shoot this video. No, you need to encourage them and say, listen here, start slow and work your way up. It's simple. We make it seem simple, but to somebody who has a fear, is very difficult. When you're dealing with your business, you have a fear of failing. You have a fear of somebody not buying your product at the price that you set. You have to be confident enough to say, man, I'm not thinking about that. Because you can't think about it. Remember, if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. So what you got to do is you got to map it out, and mapping it out, talking it out, and just constantly doing it. Do something for 21 days and see how much you change. It's the fear. It's definitely the fear. And when we talk about fears, we talk about being seen. We talk about being on the mic. We talking about producing content that you think you thinking that it's the bomb, but you, in the back of your head, you're like, oh man, ain't nobody gonna mess with this. Ain't nobody gonna buy this. You got to pump it out. So a couple strategies for success going into 2024. You have to embrace the technology. Right now, AI is the future. You do not have to work as hard as you think you do with AI around. Now, here's what you got to do with AI. People like ChatGPT, 11labs.io, Midjourney, things like that. See, you type it in and then you critique it. And once you critique it, it becomes you. It's not just the AI system. It becomes you. So you have to adapt to the changing market trends, because right now, maybe 3 years ago, it was all good. AI come in the picture and AI is taking over. But a lot of people don't want to They don't want to inherit the fact that AI is here. The importance of the importance of AI in the digital marketing and online presence is very, very, very crucial, and it's lucrative. For a person who does course creation and high ticket coaching, you have to be able to adapt. And when you adapt, man, you got to be able to adapt and adjust to how everything is, put together. Because here's the thing: the fear of AI taking over. A lot of people, I see videos on TV, and they be like, "Man, AI is taking over. Pretty soon, you're not gonna be able to do this with AI because of AI." And that's a load of bull. You know, Artificial intelligence is here. We knew it was coming. It just hit so fast that nobody was prepared for it. So with nobody being prepared for it, guess what? Now you're trying to play catch up. So in order for you to be successful, building a resilient business in 2024, using AI, using some of the new tools that are out here. And I'm going to put a list of the tools down below in the description box. You need to know these things. Listen, you have to know these things. They essential. Okay. So we're going to put the tools down, and we're going to put a list of the tools down in the description. All right. But what you got to do is to be able to, you have to have resilience, you have to have adaptability, and you have to be, it's definitely innovation. You have to be able to revolve, adapt, and be resilient to what's going on in the world. If you want to have a sustainable business and kick the sum of all fears in your business, then guess what? You have to be able to do that. So we're gonna summarize real quick. We're gonna summarize, and we're gonna let you know. First of all, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel today. Now, do us a favor. Click the subscribe button because we're gonna be uploading this content. It's free. All right, you're gonna click the subscribe button. And remember, understanding your fears, adapting to change, and embracing technology is one of the key aspects of business. Business, nothing ever stays stagnant. Remember, think about this, and we'll get out of here. Think about this. In the world of hip hop, it started out with 2 turntables and a mic. We went from the b-boy stands, from rappers doing ciphers and breakdancing, to people wearing Versace shirts, Versace sweaters, to gangster rap, to drill music. Everything is a revolving door. Now, when you start to use AI, you need to encourage not only yourself, your family, your friends, but encourage the people who follow you to use AI. Like right now, up in, I think it's Connecticut, some schools been trying to ban it because people been cheating. But it's hard to ban something that's going to be the wave of the future, so you might as well embrace it. Embrace the fact that AI is here. Embrace your fears. Your fear, the sum of all fears basically is this: you're afraid that AI is going to come in and take over where the human body has been for centuries. I'm gonna leave you with that. The sum of all fears in business is you afraid that AI is going to come in and take over what the human body has been for centuries. If you enjoy what I'm talking about today and you got a good meaning of what I'm talking about today, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, subscribe, share, like, do all of that. Now, with the right mindset and strategies, you can conquer the sum of all fears in business. Pave the way to your success in 2024. This your man, Anthony Porter, with the 9 to 5 Kickers, man. We up out of here, man. Peace.